everyone. Today, as promised, I'm going to share with you the curriculum that we're using this year for our first year of homeschooling. Some of it we've been using it a little bit longer than others because we started, like I had said in the last video, we started a few things during the shutdown in the spring. For language arts, we're using The Good and the Beautiful, and I didn't purchase the printed version for the level that we're using right now, which is level 6, because I started this in the spring when the shutdown happened, and I wasn't sure if we were actually going to be homeschooling, so it was kind of just like on a trial basis. So I just purchased the PDF and printed it at home. So we just have it in a binder. My daughter decorated the front of it. But to give you an idea, that's what she's using. And as you can see, I do cross out the portions that are religious in nature because we are a secular family. But the curriculum is still wonderful, and it's at this level it's still it's really easy to just go ahead and cross those parts out that aren't things that really apply to our beliefs as a family. But she enjoys it because it has, you know, like art to it. It also has literature, grammar and usage, punctuation, art, geography, spelling, vocabulary, and writing. We are also using The Good and the Beautiful for science. This is her first unit, the marine biology unit. This one, again, I printed off the PDF because it was actually free, so I took advantage of that. We have purchased several others that we're hoping to be able to use this year, but we'll have to see how time goes. But we've got everything ready to go. I have added a few extra things in here that aren't part of the curriculum just to expand upon it. She seems to be enjoying that one a lot. Tying into her language arts, we are also doing Wordly Wise. We're doing level 8. This is another one that we started when the shutdown happened, and she really seems to be thriving with this one. She's learning a lot. I like that each day it kind of gives them a different activity to go over the words and the definitions and really learn them. And then this one is Fix It Grammar. This is from the same company that we're using the writing program. It's from IEW. We're doing level 1 purely because she's lacking in grammar. It's something that they don't really teach in schools anymore, and we really wanted to give her a strong foundation. So we're starting at level 1 so that we can really build up her foundational skills to make sure that she has those really strong. Math is another subject where she is a little bit behind, and it has to do with they put her into an honors math class, which was fabulous, and she handled it just fine, except I assumed when they said honors math that they would just be doing an accelerated version and they would be covering everything that they would have traditionally covered in 7th grade. However, they didn't. They skipped over a whole bunch of stuff, and she kind of bounced around between 7th grade math, pre-algebra, algebra. So we wanted to backtrack a little and cover the things that she didn't learn. So we are using Math UC. We are starting with Zeta, which is decimals and percents. She does have some knowledge on decimals, however, percents were never even covered. And I feel like if she doesn't have a good foundation there, that she's going to struggle when she goes forward. And I really want her to have a solid foundation in math, especially since the fields of study that she's considering going into when she goes to college are going to require a good, strong foundation of math. So we decided to backtrack and do that. We're hoping to get through all of Zeta and all of pre-algebra this year because she has done a lot of both of them. But we'll just see. We're going to kind of take it as it comes and see what happens. So for history, we are using Moving Beyond the Page. This is ages 12 to 14, and this is the social studies. These are the first 2 books. She has already started the Revolution, and we are quite a few lessons into it now. This is very detailed. The lessons are long. It takes her quite a long time. There's a lot of reading and a lot of work that goes along with it. However, I like that she's learning all of that. I feel like history is one of those foundational skills that kids need to really have a good solid understanding of our true history. I think it's important to know the history of our nation and the history of the world. So I don't know that we will get through all of the books that came with it because they are so detailed, but if we don't, that's okay. But so far seems to be enjoying it. And with that one, I also have added some hands-on things. Like she recently made a corn husk doll because they were covering the 13 colonies and the Native Americans and talking about like toys that the Native Americans made. And so we did a corn husk doll that she really enjoyed. And tomorrow she's actually going to be creating her own vintage document and actually writing a document with a feather and ink. And so she's really excited about that. Tying into history and kind of we're throwing it in here or there is states and state capitals. She knows her states really well. She doesn't know her state capitals very well, and that's something else that I would like her to learn. So this is just a book from Usborne that goes through all of the different states, and it gives some information. It's a really beautiful book. I also did get her the Usborne wrap-ups for checking her knowledge with the capitals. We haven't used that just yet because we've only done one state so far. The year just started. This is an activity book that has stickers that go with it, but each state has a page of information to fill out to really get familiar with the individual states. And so when she did this last week, I let her just pick a state and learn about that particular state. Tying into that, we're also doing geography. I know it's not necessary to add it with the Good and the Beautiful because it does have geography in there. However, she came from a really rigorous school and she wants to continue that rigorous academic schedule, I guess you could say. And I'm also gauging how she's doing. Like if she's overwhelmed, then we back off a little bit. If I can see that, she hasn't made it through everything that we've planned for the day, but I can see like she's done, I say, okay, we're done, and we just adjust our schedule. So what we're doing is working so far. That's not to say it won't change, and that's okay if it does. But I allowed her to pick some areas that she'd like to study for geography, and one of her top ones was ancient Egypt. So this one I don't have a set curriculum. I am kind of creating my own as I go. I'm using some resources from Teachers Pay Teachers and adding in lots of hands-on activities, and then many books for her to look to flip through, collect information from, read. And I may actually have her do a research project surrounding a topic of her choice regarding ancient Egypt, just to kind of solidify everything that she learns. But so far we're kind of taking like an interactive notebook approach. And she seems to be enjoying that. She's learning a lot, she's having fun with it, so we're gonna see how it goes. And if I need to make any adjustments, then I will, but so far she seems to like that. Like I said, we are doing writing, IEW. Not quite sure how we feel about this one just yet. I've heard some people either truly love it or some people really hate it. So far I can kind of see where it's going. She's only done one lesson, so I'm not sure if we'll continue with it. I think that it will give her some good foundational skills that for what she wants to do in life are important, but we're gonna give it a go, see how it works. If it doesn't work out, then we'll just stop it. But yeah, she's doing level B, so we'll see how that goes. Something else that she's doing that she didn't learn in school is cursive. This is just a cursive book that I picked up off of Amazon, and it starts off by going through all of the individual letters, and we're just taking a slow approach. Once a week I have her do a page and starting from the beginning and moving on, so that way she can learn how to write in cursive. I do think that it's an important skill to have, and I know that we're in the age of technology and so many things are digital and online, but I still think that there is that basic need to be able to write. And not just write in print, but to write in cursive. And I think of the, the traditional thing, how do you sign a document? How do you sign a check? And now I know we don't use checks that often, but documents, you sign documents all the time, and yeah, some of them are digital, but there's a lot of documents that you have to formally sign your name. And I think that's where cursive comes into play, is it's really important for her to have that skill. So we've added that. Some of the other things that we've added are online. She's doing typing on typing.com. Now, she has done some typing in school, so a lot of it right now is review for her, but I really want her to have a good solid foundation, especially being in the age of technology and so many things are online. The other thing that she's doing that's online is Japanese. So she has studied Spanish from kindergarten through 7th grade. And she has really wanted to learn Japanese. So I gave her the option, and she initially wanted to do both of them, and I just said to her, honey, there's really no way that we're going to be able to fit all of this in. So she chose Japanese. So she's doing that through Pimsleur, and then she has a book that I picked up at Barnes & Noble that teaches her how to write the letters, and so she's practicing with that. And we're not taking too serious of an approach at it just yet. We want to see how she likes it. And then the last thing that she's doing that's online is a course called the animation course. And it's through a company or a course that a gentleman created. And the gentleman's name is Chad Stewart. He is a homeschooling dad of 8. And he's also a professional animator. He has worked for Disney, and he has worked on some of their big name productions. He has been an animator for decades, and so he created this course that has 5 computer animation courses, and then I believe it's 3 hand drawing animation courses that teach kids ages 11 to 18 all about animation and kind of give them that foundation for building a career in animation. We signed her up for the course that will be live, and it's going to be graded. And the people that are going to grade it is a group of professional animators that are currently working in the industry. So they will help her to learn techniques, how to take critiques, how to build a portfolio, and really give her that strong, solid foundation. Because right now, she wants to be an animator, and her ultimate dream is to work for Disney. So we figured that was an amazing opportunity that she wouldn't get to do if she were in public school. So we've signed her up for that, and that's what we're doing for this year. We're hoping that the world will get back to normal, and then we can do like co-ops and get her back into volleyball. But right now things are still a little too chaotic and unknown, so we're gonna wait and see what happens and reevaluate as time comes. So that's our curriculum. If you want me to go into detail a little bit more on anything, I can certainly do that. There's quite a few more books to the Moving Beyond the Page. I can show you all of those. I can show you all of the resources that we're using for each individual unit. I have so many books to go with marine biology and her geography units, and I'd be happy to share those along with our hands-on activities. So just let me know if you'd like to see that, and I can go ahead and get those filmed and get those out for you. But that'll do it for today's video. Thanks for joining us. Hope you'll hit the like and the subscribe and join us for more little moments in the future. Thanks. Bye-bye.